everybody, they're thinking that, whatever I'm doing, actually, I'm doing the right things, So what today, we have to also observe what customer is looking for. Customer is looking for domain expert people. If I am a supplier and you are this principal, you should expect from me that I am a domain expert. In the blast furnace, if somebody asks what is the relief valve, I should have answered, what is the function of relief valve. When the upper seal valve will open, when the lower seal valve will open. In the ladle furnace, if somebody talks about what is the what is the function of this ranging, argon ranging, nitrogen ranging, and then it talks about launch process, then it talks about this wire feeder. So I can only say this: we have to have we have to upgrade ourselves in the domain expertise as well as technology. So with that, I am going to say thank you very much, and I'm extremely happy to be part of this forum. And once again, I am saying you must do it next year. I will definitely like to participate. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a very great compliment. But I would like to tell you that it is our first international conclave by Bhilai chapter. So kudos to all the organizers and QCFI Bhilai chapters. So now it is my privilege to call upon Mr. Ofir Perl. He is CEO and founder of APM, and he has got a very diversified experience. And Mr. Ofir was captain in Israel Army for 10 years. Then later he founded APM and is currently running APM business as CEO for 9 years. He holds 6 patents and is the inventor of the 3D solid scanner. So I would like to please give your guest speech. Thank you.
Thank you. So today as a guest speaker, I'm not going to talk about my product that is close to my heart, but actually I would like to speak. It's going to be a breakaway meeting for 5 minutes before we go back to all the technical sessions that you're going to hear after me. But I would like to talk about the power of technology and innovation, right? And I would like to answer the 2 questions that you can see on the slides here. Is really, how important do you think having a technological edge is for your business as customers that drive steel plants, mining facilities, and is it worthwhile to invest in technology and automation? So I want to show you actually what it means for me to have a technological edge over competition. Actually, it is coming from a completely different place, not in mining or steel, but actually it's coming from my country, which is Israel, my military background, okay, and actually my experience is building a company after I left the army and built APM and driving it for 10 years. I'm going to show you a short movie, and we'll talk through the movie to actually explain to you why it is so important to continuously be innovative and adopt new technologies, because this is really the wave of the future. Sound? Yeah, we put the sound.
Israel is, by many measures, the country relative to its population that's done the most to contribute to the technology revolution.
Now, when you look at the NASDAQ, companies are listed from around the world. There's one country, though, that truly stands out, and that is Israel.
If you go to the Middle East looking for oil, you don't need to stop in Israel. But if you go looking for brains, for energy, for integrity, it's the only stop you need to make in the Middle East.
War, the target of terrorist attacks, and boycotted by many of her neighbors. Yet somehow, during this same time, she has built a nation, transformed an arid wasteland into an agricultural miracle, and evolved into one of the most technologically innovative countries in the world.
Okay, so basically, we're talking about innovation, we're talking about Israel here, and you can really see that, if you look at a business, right? If you look at a business such as a steel facility, then if you look at innovation and whether I should adapt new technologies or not, basically you ask yourself, what is the difference between adapting new technologies and not? And usually you can say whether it is the difference between profit and loss. And if you adapt the new technologies, maybe you will be more effective versus less effective if you don't adapt the new technology, if you don't go to the future and look at it and adapt the technologies for your business. But really, for having an entrepreneurial mind, if you want to have a technological mind, and if you want your facility to really be kind of at the forefront, you have to believe that it is much more than that, more than just the profit and loss, but it's really the difference between winning and losing. It's really the difference between existing and non-existing. So a lot of us in Israel, basically, we felt that because of what you're seeing here, but this is really in the very core what you should believe in order to drive your businesses forward.
How did a nation of 7 million manage this transformation? Mayor Brand runs Google's Israel operation.
The foundation of Israel itself could be seen as an entrepreneurial project. The pioneers who came to build Israel from scratch, they are real entrepreneurs. They took a huge risk. They came to a place that doesn't have much natural resources, that there are a lot of threats from the outside, but they still had a great vision in building a successful country, which means that from the foundation of this country, people were already experienced in risk-taking.
As president of one of Israel's premier science research institutions, Daniel Zajman thinks part of the...
Okay, if you heard what the Google president in Israel mentioned, which is maybe the most important, is risk-taking. Right, when you're facing a new technology, going into a plant, you're afraid. It is, they have the saying, nobody got fired for buying IBM, but if you're adopting a new technology, then nobody has tried it before. There is a risk on your shoulders, there is a risk for your reputation. But, the people, well, I can tell you from my experience, that the people that take the risk and are the first to adapt the technologies really are, at the end of the day, at the forefront. They really are the winners. Really, they are driving the best companies. So you have to take a risk.
The explanation is deeply embedded in Jewish culture.
We are allowed to ask questions. We are allowed to discuss it. This is very unique, in fact, in the Jewish religion.
A willingness to challenge conventional wisdom distinguishes Israel's approach to science.
For many scientists, what is on the paper and has been published must be the truth. For the Israeli scientists, what has been published is something one might still question and maybe push further.
Israel has this intense penchant for constantly questioning and debating and challenging, which is essential for any innovation-based economy.
Dan?
So really what you saw here was that he was the president of Weizmann. This is the biggest institute in Israel. And he was really saying, we're taught from a very young age to ask questions. And I think, from my experience, I traveled all over the world for my business. And when I come to India, I always come back and I said, I heard the best questions, when I go and lecture and when I, talk about my product. And I think very much like in Israel, in India, you have that kind of culture that you question everything, that you don't take things for granted, and you really get to the details of things and you ask, and you're not, you're not satisfied with just the very average things. And this is really the very core of innovation. This is really the very core of, making progress, is really questioning and not taking things for granted.
And Sinor is co-author of Startup Nation, Israel's Economic Miracle.
Some of the factors that have been key to Israel's economic success. The role of the military. Almost every single Israeli goes through a leadership experience at a very young age. They're taught at age 18, 19, 20 years old what it means to lead, what it means to improvise, what it means to be entrepreneurial, albeit out in the battlefield. Civilian R&D spending. Israel spends the highest percentage of its economy compared to any country in the world on R&D. Israel has cutting-edge policies on immigration and assimilation. There are over 70 nationalities represented in Israel.
The rapid integration of these immigrants through an aggressive Hebrew language immersion program has ensured they participate in Israel's innovation.
If you look at the Soviet wave of immigration, 750,000, tens of thousands of those had these remarkable degrees in mathematics and science. It was just this huge influx of technological talent.
This talent has fueled more startups than...
Okay, basically this is if you can see the whole this whole presentation, I'm comparing the Israeli country and the business, and this is again we're saying that we are investing as a country so much in R&D, more than any other country in the world. And I think also, for a business perspective, if you're looking at it to be at the forefront, you have to invest in R&D, you have to invest in innovation and research and development, and you have to invest in new products and in new equipment. Otherwise, you will not survive. Otherwise, someone else will. So, by saying this, I want to just leave you with just two last slides. What difference does technology and innovation make? So some, the regular people, they say it makes the difference between profit and loss, and some say it's the difference between effective or ineffective. But again, you have to be greater believers, and this is what I say, it's really the difference between winning and losing. This is how you have to take it, and it's the difference between existing and non-existing, whether you're a country or whether you're a business. With this I finish my short presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and enjoy the 4 lectures you have coming. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.